Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to Monday the 6th of October 2014's episode of The Witcher Weekly. George, we're now in October. How does it feel? How does it feel that we're now in October?
Feels like exactly the same it was like when we was in September.
Exactly, feels the exact same, except, George, there is now 140 days left until The Witcher releases. Cool. Not too long, not too long. That time will quickly pass. It will.
2.5 years.
Yeah, so, the news we've got this week, we've got some screenshots, so not as much as the normal now because the last episode came out late, so we actually kind of nicked some of what should have been this episode's news, but probably after this episode we should be alright. But there's still a bit to build off of. Some new screenshots that have emerged, and they look pretty damn sexy, George. Pretty damn sexy. And we also have an interview with the senior art producer. Then me and George kind of have like a couple of debates about what we've kind of gone on so far. We'll probably kind of slide that into the middle of the topics, make it relevant. I've already got a few kind of things to build off of. And then we'll go into the questions, which is what we do every episode now. Remember when George used to kind of rarely get questions, and we kind of be begging for it. We'd be like gagging, like, give us your questions, but now we're not like that anymore. Yeah.
I know.
It's pretty good. And then yeah, we'll finish off there. And then we'll remind you that our new show, The Division, which is the new show, which will be replacing Shadow of Mordor, as you will know if you watched the final episode of Shadow of Mordor Weekly, which I'm pretty sure not many didn't, I think, to be fair. I don't think many did. But anyway, should we go straight into it, George?
Yes, we shall.
So, we have seen new screenshots from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Have you got the link, George?
Yes, the images are loading now. I'm loaded.
Right. They look good, don't they, George? They look highly good.
They do.
Like, these will be kind of flashing across your screen right now. And I was surprised by how kind of, like, I won't say the word cinematic, but it looks kind of very real, I think is a good word.
I'll tell you what impressed me the most is the first 1, 2, 3, fourth one, the scenery one.
Is that the one with the mountain?
That looks fucking beautiful. That's going into my wallpaper. It's actually I'm in the process right now of opening it, right clicking, and making desktop wallpaper. It's been done. It's been done.
That'll be flashed up now. And yeah, the game does look highly sexy. It does. And the scenery things like was kind of something shown off as we've kind of got close, as we've kind of gone on, and it's important to have good scenery. I think it is, especially in an open world game like this is. Would you agree?
I would totally.
Yeah, but
open world game. It's one of the games when you're just walking around and when you're like, wow, that's good and beautiful.
Yeah, it's something that reminds you that goes like, yeah, this world is good. I like this world. It
makes the world seem a little bit more real.
Yeah. Like
I don't know how, cause I've got Skyrim modded with fuck out, and then I play that and I'm like, fuck, my game's beautiful. My game's beautiful.
Exactly. And they were released at the Celebration of Igramir Expo in Russia, and yeah, they released them there. And I like the one with the griffin. Do you know the one with like the lion's head and the bird's body?
The first one, yeah, the last one.
I've sent you a different link than what I've got. But anyway, do you know the one with like when the griffin's in the air and it looks like he's ready to fight it? I like that one. I think because the location of it looks very. I think it looks very well. It looks kind of dead, but it looks good. If you know what I mean. Like it doesn't look nice, as in pretty, but like they've got it kind of graphically spot on. I think.
Yeah.
It looks good, and I think they're all good. Even the one with when he's kind of surrounded by a pack of wolves, you know, he looks kind of ready to F shit up, and he's got a different skin on that one, if you look closely, than what he has in all the gameplay that we've seen so far. Yeah, so different skins, George. Are you kind of bothered about different skins with a character like this? So
I like my character. I know you're a person who didn't give a shit, but you know.
Well, saying that though, no, I don't know. Well, it depends on the game. Like when it comes to Skyrim, like yeah, I cared. But like, if there's a game when
you play first person, so why would you give a shit?
Well, it's more about armor really than the armor rating that you get. Say like if it mattered which clothes you were wearing at a time, I wouldn't wear the same rags that I got from level 1. I would change.
I thought you were talking about how they look.
Oh no, I don't care how they look. But like I don't know. Say like if it was like when it was Elder Scrolls Online and everyone was seeing me, I was like, ooh, I best look nice today. Yeah, but like
You spent how long on your character in ESO?
Oh no, what was it? 25 minutes in the episode.
Yeah, I spent like 5.
Yeah, like no, character creation I always take a while because it's got to look right, even though you don't see him. It just has to, or else it don't feel right. Because if I make him look, some people like an ugly fucking character, I don't. I want it to look like a sexy version of me, which, to be honest, looks exactly like me. But anyway, we'll move on. As you can see by the kind of the light on the, do you know the one we're kind of surrounded by the walls? It's kind of like a misty kind of light kind of shining down it. Would you say so? Would you say that's kind of like a unique way for the from the weather system that it's kind of got into the game? Would you kind of say that like mist doesn't seem to be something that kind of games usually do that often, like a light mist? Like they'll either do like full fog or none at all, and it's most likely none at all.
We saw it in the game presentation. It was like you see when he was in the like wood.
When he was in the no man's land. I mean like, but like I mean like, do you know like there's a general feel in the air? Do you say like sometimes when you wake up in the morning you go, oh, it's a bit foggy today. No, you don't really seem to get that.
I see it a few times in games. I've seen it a few times. Like The Last of Us did it. I don't think you noticed it there.
Yeah, the Last of Us did it with like smoke all the way around the place.
Skyrim does it.
Skyrim mods do it.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I forget my games become modded sometimes. Forgive me. And
Clarence the Tamriel, I have that mod as well, George.
And there's a few other games that I think so actually did it. Like you could when it was like I think it was in patch released after we left. I saw the screenshots of like mist and shit happening.
Because when we were there, all it was just it will either rain or it stopped raining and snap sun shining, which was appreciated to be fair for the kind of game it was, an MMO. But yeah, it looks really nice, and I like. I don't know. I think the little things all look good in this. Like it's like especially the one when you. The big scenery, just like looking at the snow on the mountain, and it looks like a real mountain. Like if I show my dad that picture now, I think he'd think that is real.
You probably would.
Yeah, because it does, especially the clouds as well. It looks extremely impressive. Extremely.
It really does.
And like obviously when it is screenshots, they're going to like make it look as good as possible, so that when they release it out, but still doesn't shine away from the fact that this game looks damn sexy.
It really does.
Yeah, and also on the one, do you know the character just get off the horse? Do you like the horse's nose?
I never thought I'd get asked that question, but
look at that nose. It looks so horse-like.
Damn, that's sexy.
Yeah, that's a great nose. Yeah, and even look at the detail on Geralt's armor. Everything from like down to the chainmail to the sword. It looks, as I said at the beginning, damn sexy. But George, I will ask you a question. When it comes down to kind of like, if you're looking at The Witcher, we've got all these different wildlife and all these different monsters. What would you kind of say is more important, the kind of a range of monsters to fight, or really good scenery?
A balance.
That's a cop-out answer.
No. 'Cause I wouldn't want it all go out on all scenery and have very little monsters. I wouldn't want a shit ton of monsters and very little scenery. Like a balance. It's like whether it looks nice, so when I'm wandering around it looks good, but now when I get popped, a monster pops up, but not the same one. Like Skyrim's fairly bad with types of monsters. Like you only fight one type of wolf and one type, like there's one looking deer and shit like that.
I suppose so, but there is kind of like a range depending on where you go. Like if you go into kind of the Rift, you'll get like a lot of vampires after you because of it's near Dawnguard and everything going on there. And then if you go into like the Northwest, you'll get a lot of bandit camps around.
I'm not saying that, but it's like one type of wolf. There's one type of deer. There's no variation in them and shit, and it gets a bit stale.
I suppose so, yeah, but
there's mods that can fix that.
There's mods that you can. There's a lot of mods that can fix that. But I'm trying to think of. I can't think of many games that has more than one type of wolf or more than one type of deer. I'm trying to think of one.
Skyrim with mods.
Skyrim doesn't, but Skyrim with mods does. Good answer. But I don't know. For me, like scenery's all well and good, but like when it comes down to it, I think I'd rather have a more diverse range of wildlife than good scenery. This is just me, like, obviously, because let's face it, like, in the end, when all's said and done, like, graphics are kind of there to build hype, and they matter for like the first 5 hours, because after 5 hours you kind of stop looking around and just kind of play the game.
And I'm sure you heard that from Inside Gaming.
I did, because I agree with it. When he said it, I was like,
true.
When he was on about Metal Gear Solid, I was like, it looks good.
It was Lawrence, wasn't it?
I can't remember who said it, but I heard it, and I was like, hang on a minute, he's got a nail on the head there. He's like, do you know, it doesn't matter, if you get like a location mod on Skyrim, you'll be looking around going like, oh, I'm so happy I got this mod, I'm looking around, everything's looking beautiful, and then after 5 hours you're like, yeah, I don't care, just running down. And I was like, that's a good point, and I agree with that, so I'm reaffirming that to you, so, yeah, that's that. But, anyway, like, George, like, can you think of, like, we'll ask you, what kind of game would you say has kind of got the best scenery in it?
Skyrim with mods. The game what really impressed me. The Last of Us did really well. When I played the remake of it, that was really well. Going around when you was going around the cities and shit.
I thought it was good, but I don't know. I didn't think. I think it was maybe because of the city. I didn't like when I looked at the long across views. I don't know. It looked good graphically, but it didn't look like a place where I thought like I've seen better scenery than that.
The giraffe scene, come on.
Yeah, no, but like I've seen better.
So what is it for you then?
The best scenery that I've seen in the game is Skyrim, like the vistas, but the best view that I've ever seen. Do you know that view in GTA 5? When he's out on the city and he's looking all across. I think that view is quality. And that's why I took a selfie with Trevor.
I was with you, Ben.
You was.
Sure I was.
You was.
It was like the first day of playing it. And I think that was within the first 5 hours I was playing.
It's something like that, because it was just as you get with Trevor and he's kind of like fucked up then biker gang, and then you're driving down. I think it was the second day, because Trevor's in like a while in. And then when we stopped and looked at the thing, we was like, oh my god. And then we got the phone out and took a selfie with Trevor.
And then it started again and I was shitting herself.
Yeah.
It's because it said it wouldn't connect to the internet. So like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that's the best view. But like, there's been loads of games with good views. Like really, it's kind of this genre really. Like, I think to be fair, do you know the FIFA arena? Do you know the one with the countryside in the background?
Yeah.
If you go down to the corner flag and you look down across, there's like a range of hills, and that actually looks good.
Like FIFA game, FIFA spent like a few days, like we gotta get this mountain good.
Yeah.
Fuck the actual game. Let's make this mountain look good.
I caught it back, but I was surprised. I was down by the corner flag and I was looking. I just stood there and I was like, that actually surprised me. That looks good. That looks decent.
Was Conor McInerney contemplating life?
Sorry.
Who do you have as your pro? No, as your play in arena.
Oh, it was. I think it was me actually. I think it was me on. It was on pro clubs.
So Conor McInerney was contemplating life.
Yeah.
Stood there like, should I be playing football? Should I be out there adventure mode? Oh,
yeah.
Game starting.
Yeah, exactly. Pro clubs all the way. But yeah.
FC.
Yeah, but like
challenge us, you will lose.
Yeah, but another view I like is when you watch the Unity gameplay, Assassin's Creed Unity. I like the view that it has.
When it's on top of when it's on top of one of the buildings.
On top of Notre Dame, but not at the front of Notre Dame, but to the side of it, and he's looking across the city. He's like perfect with the skyline. I like that view as well. There's been too many good views. Views are important. They are important. They make you just stop and go, wow, and then you turn around and go, fuck a griffin, and then you're fighting it.
Yep.
Yeah, but it just makes the world good. Like, if it come around and go like, oh no, we're restricting the view range so that you're not being able to see these kind of not seeing these massive vistas, so that we can get it to like, I don't know, some techie limit or something that George would understand. I think I'd be pretty pissed. I'd be pretty pissed because it is important. It is. So, should we go into the interview, George? There wasn't a lot in there, to be honest.
Go on.
It was just kind of talking a bit, well, it was a bit of riffraff, to be honest with you. It wasn't exactly a long interview. It was kind of like a couple of quotes that was highlighted, which I thought was good. It was talking a bit about the story and about it having a lot of arcs in there and kind of like story plot twists and stuff like that. And then it was with Michel Krasinski, who's the senior art producer, as I said, and he said it's pretty complex. We don't make the mistake of swamping gamers with a ton of info and leaving them to deal with it. Instead, we're unveiling parts of the bigger story as we proceed. So they're kind of releasing the story in stages, which is the best way, to be fair, I think.
And it's the best way to build hype, because if they give all the information away straight away,
Yeah. I think it's more like because in the game, like if you're just kind of there, just stood, and then you just go like, this is happening, this and this is, and you got all this info. You're like, what the fuck, and what am I doing? And then you'd be like, you'd forget what's going on and who people are. If they reveal it a bit at a time, and you're kind of learning it as you go along, it's a benefit for all. It's a benefit for all, and it's the best way to do a story, I think. That in that way, like, is that kind of your favourite way to do it, George?
Yes, I like it when it gives you what's going on in stages. Plus, it makes it less predictable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because it leaves this kind of way of doing plot twists. Because if they threw it all at you, there's not really a chance for that. To be fair, and most games kind of do it like that anyway. But I don't know. I'd say a game that kind of did, I thought, gave too much information at the start. Do you know Assassin's Creed 3? When you were Haytham,
yeah.
when you was it Haytham when you was at the beginning? Haytham came when?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought when you was in that, there was just kind of too much going on. I was like, my brain can't take all of this, and I ended up forgetting quite a bit of it. But he was a cool guy. He's the only kind of Templar guy that I thought like, yeah, he's cool. But yeah, and another quote that he says is that you can expect a lot of twists. Yes. But you can also count of a myriad of side stories we give you with each side quest. These may not be related to the main story arc directly, but they greatly enrich the general experience, give the world a ton of credibility, and provide further information what you experience in the main story arc. So, first of all, lot of twists. George, do you like plot twists?
Plot twists, yes, of course you do. I don't really know many people who don't know plot twists, because it makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
If a story just stays linear straight throughout, and there's nothing going to change, you know what's going to happen, mainly.
Yeah.
But if it's halfway through, like, wow, shit, I did not see that coming, it builds up tension and it builds up interest and tension within the game. For example, like Hunger Games, the second one. I just thought it was going to be another fucking Hunger Games. I thought it was going to be another fucking thing. And next thing I know, Katniss shoots up on the wall with a fucking electric arrow and blows the whole motherfucking arena. I'm like, what the fuck? I did not see that coming.
Yeah, well, a game that I could think of where people did not enjoy a plot twist at the end is a game I haven't played, but I've heard a hell of a lot about this crap ending, was Mass Effect 3. A hell of a lot of people go about that, saying that shit was awful at the end. Saying the end of it was a reason not to play the damn game. And they said because of a plot twist. But anyway, yeah, plot twists are good. If it's done right, of course. You can't be like, I don't know, say like, oh, you're running through, like, say, I don't know, I'm going to use Skyrim again, because we said we use Skyrim too much, but fuck 'em. Skyrim's a great game. And then you kind of like running around Skyrim, and you go like, the dragon, you're like fighting the dragon, trying to find the start of where they come from, what's happening with the dragons, and then you plot twist, they all come from the fairies in the faraway land, done by the High Elves. You'd be like, what the hell has gone wrong there? You'd think that's just stupid. Yeah, they've got to get it right. Definitely. And that's with films as well. Because like you said, if they just followed the same story all the time, you'd be thinking, whoa.
One genre does follow the same story all the time. Rom-coms.
Yeah.
They follow the same fucking thing every time.
Yeah.
Guy likes other girl. Girl does not like him back. Girl tries to win girl back, but meets another girl on the way, falls in love with that girl, and them two live happily ever after.
Yeah. And
Rom-com in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's kind of like they'll stay a bit of friends. They'll have a bit of to and fro, and at the end she'll realise that love was there all along.
God.
Yeah. But anyway, like this says there's a myriad of side stories, and George, do you know what myriad means?
No. To be frankly honest.
Wow, this is a guy whose English is not his first language and he can speak it better than you.
Well, to be fair, they learn very formal when they learn it. We grow up with like slang and shit. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. It means a lot of.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you like? Well, side quests are kind of always fun. I think they're the best part of a game, in my opinion. I think they kind of make it.
Depends if you're forced to do it or not. If you want to do main quests and then
yeah, of course.
If
like,
you
if
got
you've got the option.
if you got a bullshitter to go into side quests, like fuck, I don't want to do it. So I'm just get back to the actual storyline. Yeah, I think Elder Scrolls Online was a prime example. But you couldn't just get on with the main quest. You had to do a side quest to get out of the zone and to carry on main quest, and that's annoying.
Definitely, yeah. No, I think that was the only game where I didn't enjoy side quests. Like with Shadow of Mordor, I've only done 6 of the main story missions, and I've done like 20 bow and sword and dagger kind of missions because they're like so much fun. You can kind of pick and choose which ones to do at the time, and that's why I like them so much. Like Skyrim, like I think most people preferred the side quests that are in that game than the main story. Even though the main story was damn good.
I've heard that the ending of Shadow of Mordor is not so good.
I've heard about it, a poor boss battle, but
I've heard it's okay. It's just not as good as the rest of the game.
Yeah, but we'll save that for when I'm completing it. I don't want no spoilers for me.
Okay.
Or else, George, you know what I can do to you.
Oh yeah, the Hobbit, the Hunger Games. God damn you! I'm reading books. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well. And anyway, like what I was saying, that like do you kind of prefer side quests to kind of be attached to the main story, like kind of Shadow of Mordor style, or to be separate from the main story completely?
I like if I'm not forced to do side quests. That's what I prefer. But if I link to a story and mention the story, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I don't really mind when it comes to side quests. But I don't want to be forced to do them.
Yeah, like
the side quests, well, a bit on the side if you want to do it, and that's what they're meant to be, and that's what I want them to be.
Like they are in GTA. Like I like them. Like say like you'll.
GTA side quests. I really do not like GTA side quests.
Do you not like them? I like them.
I don't really find them interesting to GTA side quests. Well, to be frankly honest, when it comes to GTA,
Franklin, haha.
Pun not intended. I actually don't really play the storyline. I just fuck about, and that's why I like GTA so much. It's so much freedom in the game, and so much you can fuck up.
Yeah.
So good. I know the storyline's amazing, and I'm going to play when I get GTA 5, but I fucking shit up.
Yeah, well, I like the side quests in GTA 5, in GTA 5 and in GTA 4, because they'd say like, perfect example was GTA 5 when you were Franklin, and you kind of like when you did that heist on the jewelry store, and then you'd be in it like when you do one of them strangers and freaks ones, when you're like with the paparazzi. It was like the third one with the paparazzi goes like, "Do you hear about some guy raiding this jewelry store?" And then Franklin's going like, "Yeah, I think I heard about that on the radio. So it sounds like some really dumb shit going down." And I smiled to myself like, "Yeah, I remember doing that." Like, yeah, reference is good, but at the same time, I do like the ones where they're kind of separate from that entirely. Kind of like every character kind of has their own thing going on, like your Elder Scrolls fashion. But I don't think there's one right answer. I think it's got to be respective to the type of game. Like with Shadow of Mordor, you can't exactly do completely different to the story, because the story is kind of about war, kind of like a war progressing in that country, and you're trying to shut it down. You can't just kind of like turn away from that with a side quest when everyone's kind of hunting you down. It's true. So, like, I've got a question for you, George. Do you kind of like your stories that feel kind of overwhelming at the beginning, or do you kind of like it more sort of like simple at a time kind of thing, and give them that info?
I like when it builds up the like immersion in the game. When at the start, you know it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And the story just keeps getting better and better, and like shit, and the development of the story gets more tense and more dramatic, and you're like, it just builds up, and there's like a increase of dramatic effect to you. It's like I prefer I don't want it to be a straight line. I just want it to be upwards line. You know what I mean? I don't want it to keep the same tension. I want it to build and affect you more and make you like build your relationship and your amount you care for your character you're playing for throughout the game.
Yeah, and one thing I liked about it was, you know, when we went to that developer session, and he said like about the choices in The Witcher, and he said they're not black or white, they're all one big grey area, and I was like, that's a good way to put it. Like, so to go like there's no right or wrong, each one of them's gonna have consequences, and I think that's gonna kind of make that that point you were describing.
One thing, like one game that did really well when it comes to story and how you feel for a character is for Last of Us. Like you don't give a shit about you don't really give a shit about Ellie at the start. You know, Joel and Ellie's got no relationship whatsoever really. Joel at the start does not want to be with her, and then you see relationship build. You start caring for Ellie. You realize how much of a badass Ellie is. You see Joel is starting to become a father figure, and it builds up and tension rises.
I still think Joel's a dick.
Joel's a dick.
I still think he is.
He could have saved. Well, spoilers. Yes, he could have saved the world, but he didn't.
Selfish. I would sacrifice it. I'd think like, whoa, millions of people could be saved, but no, I'm just gonna fuck that up because I want a daughter.
The thing what annoyed me was when he said Ellie does not have a say in this. She don't have anything to say, and then when she does wake up and because it saves her, he didn't tell her about it.
Yeah, I know. Prick. Hate Joel.
Oh well.
Hate him. Well, I don't hate him. I just don't like him. But
still, good game.
Yeah. Would you kind of say that was like your favourite story in the game?
That was that, and it's weirdly when you play it, you don't think there is much story to it, but Portal.
I'm enjoying Portal 2 a lot of what I've played of it.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's when you hear the theories about it and everything.
I like it when Stephen Merchant's telling me what to do. Do you know that little robot at the beginning?
What's his name?
I don't know the name, but he makes me laugh.
It starts with W. WW. Oh shit! It's one of my favourite games of all time, and I forgot the name. Weekly. That's it. Weekly.
Yeah, he makes me laugh when the Stephen Merchant voice.
Really gets interesting, by the way, because I know you're not there. Wheeling gets very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
There's a huge plot twist, big plot twist, but good game.
Yeah.
And I just want a Portal 3 because it can be done.
What makes me laugh is that, do you know, when everyone's done it. Do you know when you play Portal, and do you know when you create two portals and you see yourself for a minute, you always take a look like, oh, what do I look like?
Shell.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's weird, but how you realise who what is and what is who, and
that's a very deep saying.
No, it's true.
What is life? What is going on?
No, who is what and what is who is kind of a perfect description. If I don't want to spoil it for you, but you need to play when you play the game and you realise that someone is a certain someone, and you're like, shit, I did not see that coming. It's weird, but yeah, The Last of Us is definitely my favourite story of any game.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go Mafia 2.
Mafia 2. I still have not played the game.
Oh, fucking play it. It's £7 on Steam. It's £7.
Surprised you haven't bought it.
I was considering it earlier, like about a month ago. I saw it then, and I was like, oh, should I get it? It is so good. The one complaint I have about it is too short. That's the only bad thing. But it's not like, I would say, like, as dark and probably as epic as like The Last of Us is, but what I know it was just like a good mafia story, and it was just I felt like I'm enjoying it, and I kept on playing it like every day until I completed it. Yeah, so should we say something like a worst story that you think has been in the game?
A game which
that you've played.
Assassin's fucking Creed 3. I fucking hated that with a fucking passion. That bloody I'm sorry, but playing as them bloody Indians at the start was the most fucking boring experience I have ever had in
Jumping
a
through
game.
trees,
jumping through trees, get this fucking
birds.
horn. I don't give a shit. I want to assassinate fucking people.
Yeah.
Not go fucking hunting in an Assassin's Creed game. Sorry, it's the most annoying storyline I have ever played in any game. Assassin's Creed, you want to go around killing shit, not people, not fucking animals with bloody traps.
Yeah.
It's not even I could get my fucking bow and arrow out and fucking catch a bloody rabbit. No, you have to fucking set a fucking trap.
No.
And then inspect for fucking corpse. I don't give a shit about inspecting a fucking corpse. I want to go out in the middle of a city and kill a shit ton of Templars.
Yeah.
Please let me do that. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Assassin's Creed. Fuck you.
However, even though that Assassin's Creed game was poor, to say the least.
It was not poor, it was shit.
Yeah. But like, it was worth staying just for the Navy battle.
And you know my opinion of them. I feel like they're trash, so that doesn't even make me any better. So
Yeah, I when I played it, I remember being on the mic to a guy who was who played for Scotland. I'd call him a friend. I've only met him like 3 or 4 times in real life, but I'd call him an Xbox friend because we went on it every day to play Minecraft, FIFA. Do you know Az?
I've heard of Az.
Az him.
Never talked to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he played it as well, and he said he didn't really like it. He already played it, and I was like, just before you get in the ship. Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on here? Why are we down here? Then I got into the ship, and I was like, are we actually doing a Navy battle? And I was like, this is quality. And I was like, this is the only part of the game that I felt like I enjoyed. Because you know that big battle, when it's like all the lines of enemies. Yeah, and you feel like you're going to like run through each other, like take them all on, and feel like quality. But it's not like that at all.
I didn't even get to that because the game just lost my interest straight away. The game's got to maintain my interest throughout the whole game, and Assassin's Creed 3 did not do that, so that's why I did not play it.
Yeah, and another game which I played that I did not like the story of it all was Watch Dogs. I got so bored. It was just
I got bored. I just got bored of gameplay really quick. It just felt too repetitive.
Yeah, it was just like a another kind of like, oh, I'm angry kind of because someone's killed someone I love. I must get revenge story. And it was like, oh.
Connor,
Yeah.
The game you're playing right now.
What, Shadow of Mordor? It's nothing like that though. It's not a revenge story. You're kind of taking down an army.
Yeah, but you're
It's not
pissed.
revenge. I wouldn't call it revenge story at all. Because you can't.
You're pretty pissed because your family's got killed.
Yeah, you're pissed, but
and
it's
you
not a
wanna
revenge story. It's definitely not a revenge story.
Why are you killing for people?
You're taking down an army, for Christ's sake.
But what's
you
the
kill
reason
him
for
more.
it?
You're discovering what he is to kind of find Sauron, to kind of discover what happened with Glimmermore in the past, and which, well, I already know. And then when you found that out, you're going to go confrontate Sauron about what shit's going down. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. It's not a story going like, I'm going to protect my family because my niece has just been killed.
Fair enough.
Very different. Very, very different.
Okay.
Very.
Okay! I get the fucking point, Connor.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in you for making that point.
I haven't played the fucking game yet, have I?
I'm disappointed
That's what
in
it
you.
looks like in the fucking trailers, okay? Okay?
Move
your
on.
fucking
Move
beans.
on. Let's just move on and forget about
sake.
you saying that point.
I haven't played a fucking game yet due to inefficient funds.
Let's just move on and forget about it.
Fuck you.
Go ahead. Questions.
Oh, questions. Okay. Can you? Hey guys, sorry about this when we keep finishing. I know it's been hard for us, Connor. I know.
Yeah.
We've admitted into rehab due to withdrawal symptoms. we were doing this in our room in rehab.
Yeah.
But now you can focus on a real game. Haha.
Whoa.
Digs.
Get the fuck out of here, can you?
Just wonder what you guys think about the sign magic system. Do you like, or would you prefer another system?
I think we talked about this before, did we not?
I think we did.
I think we did, but let's talk about it again. That's why not. Do you like it at first?
I don't mind it. It fits in all right. It's kind of, but I've never really experienced because yet again I still have not played the Witcher games. But I've got interest in it and I've seen gameplay. So don't kill me, guys. I've got to download it and they're big and I get shit internet. Leave me alone. I've got them on my Steam. to download. I'll get there. But I've not used the system. I can't really judge it. I don't know if I prefer it, but one system I do like is like Skyrim's magic system. But after a while, you feel they're all eventually get the same deal of damage. They all progress to a certain point where they're all badass. So
they do, but like what I like about them is how like they're all coming to different characters. Like there's destruction, there's illusion. There's so many different ones.
But
like,
yeah, that's why I said, what do you think of that system? But you keep going with your point.
For me, I don't know. I'd like to experience a game with Morrowind's system. Do you know spell crafting when you make your own spells, like the Elder Scrolls Online's kind of putting in, but not to the same as Morrowind. is. But I'd like a game with that to kind of try out. That's why I'm looking forward. One of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Skywind, because that's going to have it in there. But I don't know. I like it, but I think in this kind of open world game, I think it will get boring. Like with the first two Witches, I think it worked because it was kind of like a short but sweet experience. It was like
Do you get them
20
all
hours
straight
maximum.
away? Do you get them all?
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. Because it's not like you're the same character in all three. You kind of
Yeah,
like,
I
the first
understand why
one-
it would happen. I understand why it would happen.
Yeah, but like I felt like because like in the Witcher 2 you could kind of like use them all and not get bored of it. I think in this one they're gonna have to think of a way to kind of expand them more. I think if you're just gonna have 5 spells for the whole game, you are gonna feel a little bit dry. I think like that they could have done more here, and I think they need to think of a way to kind of like maybe learn more size, even though I'm not sure if that's impossible or not. But maybe like a way of learning spells or something. They could introduce a spell system. But I haven't read the book, so I could be talking complete bollocks. So, but I think they could, because I've heard nothing about not able to have spells. Because there is kind of like witches in the game with kind of magic ability, and he is a witcher with magic ability because he's using signs, for Christ's sake. So, I think they could do. So, should we go into the main question? Next question.
Girl of Basingstoke. We've all seen the benefits of a game being underhyped like Middle-earth, Shadow Mordor, and the weakness of being overhyped in Destiny. Do you have a game that's overhyped? Well, to be frankly honest, the reason why Destiny was overhyped is how much money they put into the advertising budget, and that's why it got overhyped. They did a very good job of that in a certain method. Like, there was adverts everywhere, there's posters everywhere, there's TV slots everywhere, and the reason why it was so overhyped was a lot of people saw the gameplay, and that's why it got overhyped. And when people play the game and realize that, oh god, this game's actually not good.
Yeah.
It's not good, but it's just like we said. I think we said this in a different podcast, but it really depends.
Yeah,
how
it's
it goes.
like,
They both have benefits.
yeah, they do. Like with Grand Theft Auto 5, that game had like the biggest hype that I've seen for a game, and like that.
I remember when it was
pulled it
midnight.
off.
I remember it was midnight release, and Twitter and Facebook were just going GTA 5, 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 and everyone was talking about it at college. Everyone was talking about it. It was just
Yeah,
insane.
I remember waking up in the morning. There was a feature on the news, on the business side of the news, because it was like the fastest selling release or whatever, or some. They broke like every record in the book to do with sales, and it was just crazy, and that lived up to the hype. I think because when it comes down to it, like with the amount of hype, it doesn't matter how much it has. It's got to be a good game. Because at the heart of it, if it's not good, then it doesn't matter what hype it's going to get. It's still not going to decide whether it's going to get good or bad reviews. Like Destiny, I think if that was underhyped, I think it probably would have got better reviews than what it had, but I still think it wouldn't have been that great. Because when we judging by the 10 minutes that I played it and looking at stuff, it doesn't look that good to me. It looks boring.
And that's
Whereas,
what the thing. Everyone, if there's not enough content, it's just being shit and grinding out for loot and stuff. That's what everyone says it is.
Yeah, no, I was watching Angry Joe's post review of it, which is a new show he's doing, where he kind of talks about it afterwards, and he was saying that like they've released in this like new Kreen's Wraith, I can't remember what it was, the Kreen's Wrath update or something. They released this thing called Legendary Missions, but all it was kind of like all the strikes and everything else up to difficulty, but you were doing the exact same missions but at a higher difficulty, which is really shit. I couldn't imagine doing that. I'd do one mission, I'd be like, nah, I can't do this anymore. I've been there, done that.
It's true what it's saying, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is, because like it's unfortunate because the amount of people that bought that game, you think the business managers are laughing to the bank, but it's disappointing for like the game developers especially, because I wonder how much money of the budget was taken away to be put into marketing.
I agree. That's why a certain aspect of me likes in indie games, independent games, because it's just them making the game with their own back pocket, and they decide what's going in, and most of the time it's 99% going in the budget, and they just hope someone on Reddit plays it and then posts in, and those people play it.
Yeah, well, not necessarily the indie games as well. I like the kind of like also like the
small
companies.
small companies.
Like
There's only a few,
Red.
like we said, there's only a few big companies we like.
Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard all the way.
Naughty Dog, I love Naughty Dog. and because they're at the car for the gamers and
Yeah,
shit like that.
like one that kind of like always kind of like always comes up as like it was mainly like the publishers, maybe like Activision. They kind of seem to kind of kick in the teeth the developers a bit. Like,
There's part of me what does not want to work for like EA or something. Now, if I got a job there, of course I want to work for them, because
yeah, which
imagine
the money horse.
and there's a part of me would love to work for Naughty Dog or Bethesda or
Bethesda Game Studios.
yeah, you know what I meant. And being a group like that and work under Todd Howard, I'd be like, Todd Howard's my homie.
If you worked under Todd Howard, I'd apply for a job to just be his personal puffy, just stuck there, hands and knees all day.
Imagine somehow I got a job under Bethesda. Somehow it's like it's never gonna happen. Very unlikely.
Well, if you got the job there as a tea lady, I'd still think, wow, George, what an achievement.
I'd think George's like, alright, George, I'm just coming over for dinner. You want to go up? Oh, is that Todd Howard?
Yeah, is that
Todd
Howard? What are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you here. While wearing his massive Todd Howard shirt. I love that guy.
Of course you do. So yeah, there's benefits and negatives of both of them.
Yeah, but at the core, it depends on how good the game actually is.
Yes. So moving on to Chris Rogers, who's a new guy, we believe.
Yeah, I think he is. I haven't seen the name before.
Greetings, so he's a regular watcher. We know he's a regular watcher, and Connor, you need to correct him.
It's one N, my friend. It's one N.
One N. Trust me, even the company he works for doesn't get it right.
Yeah, on my name tag it says Connor. It's Conor.
Yes, to me, I've got two mates who have spelled their names differently. Oh, because they're due to their location of where their heritage from. Like
family,
Aaron, Airun. Connor, Conor. In my head, that's how they're spelt now.
Yeah.
Like Aaron is not how Aaron spelled to me. Connor is not how Connor spelled to me. It's just our habit. But yeah, it's Conor. But greetings, as Connor would say. I was wondering what are your opinions on city exploration, as Nova Guide especially looks like a place with a huge social difference.
We've talked about this actually, George, on a gaming podcast. I remember talking about this. It was when we were talking about Wolfenstein. I believe it was. Was it?
I don't know.
Because you brought up a thing about like Nazi city civilization stuff like that. We were talking about city exploration in games, but we haven't talked about it before in like this.
I should wonder about Assassin's Creed Unity because I was probably talking about the social differences in the French Revolutionary times with the.
No, it was definitely a long time ago. I think we touched up on it on the podcast that's coming out soon, but we had like a proper in-depth discussion about it.
I can't remember. I've slept since then.
Oh god, yeah, we had like a proper talk about it. Like, we'll talk about it now. I love city exploration. I think it's fantastic because like it's the perfect hub to get your quest. It's a good place to kind of talk to NPCs. It's a good place to kind of run havoc. It's just good. It's perfect.
If someone's dying, if they say they have not gone into right run and ripped out the bow and arrow,
exactly, or going to GTA and crashed into and ran over some people. Everything.
Or like, fuck the road, let's drive on the path today.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's good about cities, and that's one reason why Assassin's Creed Unity I think is going to be good. That's one of the reasons why it's won me over. Like looking into it more, a massive city is going to be brilliant. Shame there's no navy though, but it's just fantastic, and it's good also when you've got a lot of cities in there, and it looks like there's going to be a hell of a lot of cities in The Witcher 3. And a lot of little villages as well, because like it's good to kind of have that kind of, you know, the little villages to go in off the side. You know, for like sometimes it's like to kind of see a smaller civilization of people, but it's also good to kind of see the social hierarchy that we're seeing in this.
The best village in any game of all time is by far the villagers in a certain game called Minecraft. Especially with the voiceovers from Element Animation from our hometown. Shout out to our boys.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, George. I'm gonna go with the best village of all time was Oakfield in Fable 2 in Albion. The only reason for this, George, is because I owned the pub. I had a house. I had a family with 7 children. I had a great time there. There were statues of me all over because I was a hero of the Spire. You can't take that away from someone, George. When someone's built a life there, you can't take that away. And then
You could build a house in Minecraft in the middle of a village, get some sheep, have pigs as your own, but it's exactly the same thing. God.
Yeah, I know, but like every time I go up to them and try and talk to them, they just look at me in the eye and just stare at me. I felt like I was not wanted, so I moved to my top of my mountain and rained terror on them villagers.
So yeah.
But what's kind of your opinions of it, George? City exploration, or cities in general in games?
Cities in general. There's two things. It's got to seem alive, and the people got to seem different than each other. I don't want to see the same person walking down the street who looks very similar. And like, nah, mate. And it's got to be dense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got to feel like, thinking back to being alive, it's got to feel like this is an actual city, which is why I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Unity again. Because there's people.
Go on.
We can have 3,000 people on the screen at once.
Yeah.
So
and it's 30,000 different character models in there for NPCs.
Something like that, yeah. And you can like each 1 in 4 buildings is enterable because some twat forgot to lock his door. It is good.
Or left a window open.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really good. I love cities in exploration in general. It's like it's the perfect place to pick up quests as well. Like,
and to me, I know you might not agree with me, but I prefer cities with mountain ranges and shit.
I think I do actually as well.
Oh, I didn't expect that from you. I expect going around the city because it feels more alive. I feel like there's people there with me. When I'm walking around mountain, eventually, after a while, it may get a bit boring. You know what I mean?
But one thing I would say though is that a mountain range is the perfect place to do a quest. I think. So like caverns in mountains, stuff like that, kind of going in the deep on your own, like not knowing what to expect. That is like good. But I do, if I was like going onto a game and like not feel like doing any quest, I wouldn't chill around in the mountains looking around. I'd go into a city and go into the tavern, pick up a good book on Falmer the Red Eagle, learn about his badass sword, and then learn about his chamber in a different book, find that chamber, and fight his ghost and take his badass sword. Because you can do that in Skyrim if you didn't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I went a bit off topic, but yeah.
Oh, well, Connor.
It's a bit of a plug for Skyrim.
For fellow Dagorans. No, that in our podcasts, we go off topic a shit ton. And if there's a subscriber out there who goes, oh, for fuck's sake, we'll go off topic again. Screw you. We're gonna do it. We've got, well, for me anyway, I've got a very short attention span sometimes. And
to be honest, I think that's why a lot of people subscribe to us, because I think they like it. It's different than what normal YouTube channels are.
It's not. This is what happens. This is the news. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's good. Like, but like when everyone's doing it, it's like it's a change to kind of really go in depth and talk about our opinions. You don't really get that.
And sometimes talk about our lives. Like sometimes, like I wish we first to go on a podcast. And was meant to just be about Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, we were talking about us maybe returning to Elder Scrolls Online, but then we was like, we talked about driving, and you go, you didn't actually learn. We'll be going like Elder Scrolls Online. It didn't really achieve anything for me. Half an hour later, you didn't actually learn how to drive until you passed your test.
It was originally just going to be about Elder Scrolls Online, and then we just talked about random shit. So that's why we called it the Dagoran podcast. Yeah,
and what was I saying before? I forgot what I said.
God,
oh yeah, well, like, in Novigrad we're kind of seeing this kind of social hierarchy from like we see one end of the city be kind of really rough, kind of homeless people and like brothels and that.
Which is good because it feels more alive.
Exactly, and then in the other end we saw like a big kind of like royal building who kind of dressed up nicer. Like the only kind of real game that I can, the only game that I can kind of really kind of see this was GTA, with kind of like the ghetto. With Franklin, and then you've got like your nice part in the hills with Michael with his massive house. Like, do you kind of like this kind of social hierarchy, or do you think it'd be better to kind of be city kind of similar all the way around like Skyrim was?
I prefer the social hierarchy with the social wise, because it feels more alive yet again. It feels like more of an actual city. Like Assassin's Creed Unity's got to do that well. Most of the powers is in absolute turmoil. 99% of it is in financial crisis due to the fucking King Louis XVI.
Yeah, but it does actually look like there is that, because like, do you know, around, especially around what was that co-op mission? Do you know
that will be around the rich people area, because the rich, reason why it's so rich is that the rich didn't have to pay taxes, but before I did, and the price of bread was fucking extraordinary, and that like one slice of bread is like 2 months worth of wages for them back then,
Yeah.
and people would die for bread. And people were dying because people were fighting over bread and shit.
Yeah.
And it's because of a revolution.
But anyway.
The more you know.
Yeah. But also before it's like I'm happy that the Witch is doing this. I'm really happy that the Witch is doing this. But I'd say now we're kind of like we've gone into like, and even though PCs haven't, but like consoles have kind of gone into next gen, and like they can kind of bridge the gap a bit more between console and PC. I do expect these kind of changes. I'd say like I think if the next Elder Scrolls game doesn't have like a city hierarchy, a social hierarchy, not like King and then other people. I mean,
Elder Scrolls Online kind of had it, if you remember.
Not really.
Like I remember going through one city. Like one part of the city was a bit run down, and there was more tramps living on the floors and shit. Other part wasn't as much. You
had tramps living on there, but like there was that bit in Daggerfall where there was like a pig running behind the back of a pub, but that was only that bit. Like because it was to do with the quest. Everything other part of the city always looked nice, and then you had the palace at the top. But like I mean, like proper serious social hierarchy, and I think that would benefit big time the next Elder Scrolls game. They should have it in Test 6.
Fair enough, and I agree.
Yeah, so I think that covers it.
That covers it. Is that what was the last question on it?
That was the last question.
And I'd like to mention, though, hello to our main series now.
Yeah, our main series
podcast. Main podcast.
Yeah, main podcast series. Yeah, and don't forget we've got Uncharted Weekly coming out on Wednesday. We've got the new episode of the Crew Weekly, which
the Division Weekly. God.
The Division Weekly. Why did I say the Crew?
The Crew Weekly, yeah.
I accidentally said the Crew. I meant the Division Weekly. Yeah, sorry about that. But like, we'll do like I think I might do an everything you need to know, kind of like at the beginning of that episode.
Go for it.
Like, yeah. Just to slip in at the beginning to kind of.
It's a very different genre. It's a very different genre to what we normally do. Go have a look.
It's different genre than what we normally do, but it is kind of like retrospective to what we like, kind of like group content in games. You know, like, and I think people will stick around and enjoy because we'll have a lot of different topics to talk about in that. Yeah. But tune into that on Friday, and then we've got loads more stuff coming out. Next Law series video will be coming out soon. Just relying on George's brother to get the software ready.
And I'm at American series coming out, which kind of has got no input whatsoever because he won't understand 90% of the shit I'll be saying on the video. But that's a series.
I think it'd be boring as hell.
There's people out there who actually want to see it. Trust me.
Should we have a comment battle?
Comment battle.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to bring the thing out. If people are watching, I am bringing something called the Tech Talk out, where it's literally nerd heaven, and it's literally about talking about computers, benchmarks of video games. So if you buy a GTX, if you're thinking of buying a new graphics card and you want to see how the GTX 660 does as due to price on Skyrim, there'll be a video on my channel about that, seeing how it benchmarks in the game. That's how it'll be doing. If a new graphics card comes out, I'll be talking about it. If there's an issue which commonly arises and I find a solution, I'll be putting a video about it. That is what the Tech Talk is about. And would you guys like to see that? Because I reckon there is a huge market out there for people to see that, and it's something I can do and I think I will enjoy doing. But
to me, I would be bored as hell, and I would definitely not be watching
I know you.
that.
I don't expect you to watch it, but there is a lot of people who would, and I know that. Because for me, when I was building my computer, all I was doing is looking at reviews of builds and looking at benchmarks for games of my graphic cards I have got right now. And I wanted to see if it works and how my games play on it. Because if you're investing in 250 quid on a graphics card, you want to see how that graphic card performs on a game.
Yeah.
And you want to look at reviews how it does. And that's why the market's so big. And there's people who want to see what's all the news in the gaming technology world. Like there's the news inside gaming, there's a gaming version of it. There's people
gaming, but like people kind of understand that, guys. I don't think many people will be watching the thing for like a GTX 900 talk episode.
For example, if I go on YouTube and put GTX 660 benchmark Battlefield 4, for example, the top one has got 50,000 views, 18,000 views, 10,000 views, 33,000 views. And if I do, I know one New Egg is a YouTube channel, New Egg, and that new egg is just purely based on technology, and they've got 400,000 subscribers. So there is a market for there.
It's not that big compared to other stuff.
Not as big, but it's something I want to do. Like, it's our Lore series take on it. It's probably about the same.
Oh yeah, I know, but
Lore series.
I think if you find that Lord of the Rings was the fourth biggest selling franchise of all time behind Shrek, Toy Story, and James Bond. Oh, fifth, sorry, behind Harry Potter as well.
Considering Microsoft have released theirs, I think there's how many? I think Intel released how many computers they are predicting there is in the world.
Bit of a difference, though, to be fair. That's like saying like how many film fans there's in the world. For me.
Yeah, but there's there we go. So this is achieving data. Achieving data, which computers sold this year worldwide is 211 million.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
I know there's a huge minority of them who
that means jack shit.
But there's a lot of people who are into gaming and technology.
Yeah, gaming. We've got gaming.
No, like I mean, like gaming benchmarks and text stuff behind it, like for FPS in the game. I'll be talking about that kind of shit, like the technical side, which you don't know shit about.
I only know engines.
Engines. And the stuff that's what be in this episode. I'm gonna give it a trial run and see how it goes. And if it fails,
to be fair though, this is George, so this will probably be coming out 2016.
Considering I'm gonna start making it tomorrow, it should be good.
Well, you've got a Lore series video to edit, George. And when's that Expendables episode coming out?
I told you, I have not even got a fucking file on my computer anymore because I had to reformat my computer.
Oh right, okay.
Due to Windows 8 being a bitch, now upgraded to Windows 8.1 and it's very stable for now. But yeah.
We dragged on a bit at the end there. We should have ended that about 10 minutes ago.
I don't give a shit, but it's going to be a trial run. I hope you guys could check it out and tell us if you would like to see it. Like, comment, subscribe.
And also, subscribe to join the Dagoran. Goodbye.